service to the SIP proxy machine to send regular SIP pings to each of the asterisk machines in the cluster. Any machine which was down was removed from the cluster, and machines could remove themselves if, for example, their PSTN connectivity was down. Overall, Asterisk has proven itself as an excellent platform for building telephony services, and in NSwitch we've created a very scalable and very feature-rich solution that works brilliantly for our customers. But if I had one wish, I'd wish for an easier way to integrate Asterisk across multiple machines for the purposes of building carrier-grade solutions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, Asterisk being used by carriers to support hundreds of thousands of users. Probably not something anyone could have envisioned 11 years ago. So along that line, now we're going to hear from Ole Johansson, who's going to tell us about his efforts to use Asterisk in non-telephony applications. Ole?
Thank you. Good. Kevin, Danny, I'm from Sweden. You saw the flag? Lutefisk, Norway, Volvo, IKEA, ABBA, Sweden. Oh, well. Hello, Astricom. Cool. Thanks, Danny, for warming them up. It's great to be here. And it's amazing. 700 people. I don't know what we started, Steve. 700 people over here. But you guys, do you really know where it all started? Some of you were with us. The first Astricom was a dinner in California in the spring of 2004. Steve and I visited the VON conference, the greatest conference on earth about voice over IP. And we invited people to a dinner. And why we didn't call it AsteriskCon or AsteriCon, I don't know. Steve came up with Astricon and it worked. But this was the first Astricon. Great. We had great food in California, and in the conference, I still remember Jeff Pulver and Carl Ford pointing to me and Steve saying, watch out for these guys. They're the gorilla. They're going to turn your world upside down. Yeah, we're the gorilla. That was when Steve and I decided to create a much better conference than Jeff Pulver did. And our conference is still alive, right? So, many years of guerrilla work, turning the telco world upside down. And back then, telephony was cool. Moving telephony over IP. Yeah! Right. Gonna make a revolution. Gonna be the next Vonage. I don't know how many offers for stock options Steve and I got, but, well, there were plenty. But telephony was cool. Where are we today, many years later? Well, when I build new applications, when I create solutions for my customer, the scope is much wider. Back in Edvina, our mission is to build open, unified communication platforms. Open, unified communication. That's buzzword bingo. But it means a lot for me, right? Open. Open standards, open source. Unified communication, not really telephony. Because you want to do much more. You want to chat. You want presence. Now, in the world of green pressure, we want teleconferences. We want video sessions. We want much more than telephony. So, we got a changed perspective here. Open unified communication means multiple applications in one platform. Right? Multiple applications where telephony is only one of the applications you want to run. So, let's go back and look at Asterisk. Asterisk is the best multi-protocol, modular, open source port PBX there is. Right? Yay. But it's only telephony. So, I started going from this seeing, can I change this? It's such a cool platform with all the modules and all the stuff that Mark built and the rest of us appended to. So I went ahead and looked at one application. Let's say we start with chat. I started looking at it, and Josh Kolb moved in, added some code, and we really tried hard, but the architecture was built upon a call, a phone call. A single chat message across the PBX just didn't work. We couldn't do that without changing the whole infrastructure in the PBX. Okay. Next. Looking at video. We want video. And I worked with great Tandberg screens, you know, HD, cool stuff. Hooking up to Asterisk, getting a video call. Yeah! Stamp size in the middle of the screen. So I started working with video. We started Asterisk video mailing list, and we got a lot of code from contributors. I started managing that, and we got full screen. But the way we had to change Asterisk, not doable. But we realized we really had a problem with the way we set up calls. So another roadblock, hitting the wall again. Then, I mean, everyone here is using MSN Jabber, right? Why can't we have that inside of Asterisk? Can't Asterisk be multi-protocol presence? Not just phone call, blinking lamps, boring stuff, but presence. Managing that across all the protocols like we manage all the voice protocols and stuff, and integrating that with PBX is a cool thing, right? Guess what? No. Didn't work. So I hit another roadblock. I felt alone. Poor me, sitting up there in Sweden, roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. I mean, come on. You end up sitting on the beach, thinking the big thoughts about life, the universe, IPv6. And, well, at meetings with other developers and Asterisk users, conferences, training stuff, I realized that, hey, I'm not alone. There are other guys that want to change stuff. And they came to me and started asking about how to interface Asterisk with their applications. And going into trainer mode, I said, well, you know, we have the manager API, AMI, and we have fast AGI, and we have this and this and this. And they said, no. And they started discussions and talked about trains and jewelry and stuff I didn't understand. We were on different planets. So I restarted and said, well, you know, we have all these APIs. And I said, no, we want to do this and this and this. And I realized they don't even want a PBX. They don't want interfaces to the PBX. Like me, they want to rip Asterisk apart, turn it inside out, and get in there and change the structure. Add new applications to our infrastructure. I wasn't alone, but I was clueless. I had no idea on how to make this happen in the current code base. We still haven't fixed that. So my wish, and please help me here, my wish is to add extensibility. I want to add all these applications to my Asterisk because we need an open, unified communication platform with Asterisk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, before you change the next slide, just be thankful that Ole did not show you his slideshows of Swedish winter, because that's it. So, we've heard about Asterisk being used to provide communications for an entire nation of people, small one, still an entire nation. Asterisk being used by carriers as a carrier-grade soft switch for hundreds of thousands of users. And we've also heard about how the world has changed in ways that move beyond what Asterisk was designed to be able to do. So today, we're going to talk to you about how we intend to grant those wishes. It's been 11 years. During many of the last years, especially at events like this one, lots of Asterisk users like you have asked for things to be able to make Asterisk do stuff it doesn't do right now. You want to be able to scale it easily, transparently, in large quantities. You want to be able to have fault tolerance, calls that don't fail, even if a server goes offline. They want to be able to make new applications, like Ole was talking about, using APIs that are designed for application developers, not necessarily APIs for controlling a PBX. So in late 2009, a bunch of us at Digium sat down and said, what can we do to try to address these concerns? We hear this constantly. Something needs to be done about this. We spent a lot of time, did a lot of research, a lot of discussion, and the result was, unlike what Ole said, we're not going to rip Asterisk apart. Ripping Asterisk apart would be incredibly disruptive to all of you, the Asterisk development team, everybody who's built applications on top of Asterisk. So we decided the best way to address these concerns was actually to create a new open source project, a companion project that would be used alongside Asterisk to address these concerns. Doing that, instead of retrofitting Asterisk, would mean we got to start over. We could go look at what are the best tools that exist now. What languages could we use? What architecture could we build this on? What platforms could it run on? Lots of things that we can't really do with an existing code base. So that, of course, resulted in months of research. And then, in March of this year, we had a mini summit in Huntsville. We brought in a bunch of Asterisk community members from all around the world, even as far away as New Zealand, which is pretty far from Huntsville. People that names you'd recognize from our mailing lists and from development. And people who we were pretty sure would represent your interests when we proposed things to them. So, of course, we then proposed this idea to them. And most of them, when they came, didn't actually have any idea what they were coming for. They literally just knew they were coming to Digium to talk about these concerns and how we were going to go about addressing them. So we proposed this new project, what its architecture would look like, what our vision for it would be, and what it would be able to do in the future. As you can imagine, people have been using Asterisk for a long time and have built solutions around it, thought about this and went, wait a minute. Lots of intense discussion. We could even call it arguments to some extent. But after a couple of days, the group realized, yeah, this is the right thing to do. So then, a few of us at Digium moved off to try to design what we would build. How would we do this? What architectures would we use? All of that sort of thing. So we at Digium, starting with Mark, of course, and all of you, have been changing communications for 11 years. Today, we're actually going to disrupt the communications world all over again. We're going to talk about the next chapter in the open source communications revolution, because today we are introducing a new open source project, the Asterisk Scalable Communications Framework. Yay, people are happy. Woo. So, the project really has 4 goals. They are the performance, scalability, extensibility, and fault tolerance. Well, actually, I got those out of order, but we're going to talk about those in a few minutes anyway. First, I'm going to describe to you how Asterisk SCF is different from Asterisk, which you're all familiar with, using an analogy that hopefully everybody will understand. Asterisk is actually a lot like a kit car. It comes with a lot of parts. You can use them to make a car. You can use them to make lots of different kinds of cars. And really, if you worked really hard, you could make a bus out of it. But that's about as far as you could go. Asterisk SCF is actually more like a collection of parts, parts that you could use to make all kinds of different transportation. The parts that come with Asterisk SCF all do a single thing. They can actually even operate independently of each other. And that leads to lots of benefits, which you're going to see in a few minutes. The first way that that's different, we can describe by talking about Asterisk the way it is right now. With Asterisk, all the parts of what Asterisk does are combined into a single process. They aren't separable components. So that's sort of like the way a car is built, or in this case, a van is built. It would be really hard to take that van and turn it into that recreational vehicle. And I'm not even sure you'd really want to, but let's just say you did want to, while it was moving down the highway. Obviously, you'd have to cut it in half. You'd have to add more seats. You definitely